Yes, you are tuned to the Teabba Radio Network. Truly appreciate your company. Now, every Monday, we have a special guest. Well, this special guest is more like a family member for Teabba Radio. I am referring to extraordinary audiologist, Mr. Salimon Joseph. Welcome to the studios.
Thank you very much, Brendon. Thank you for the lovely words. Okay, it's a pleasure. I have motivation every Monday morning to come to Teabba Radio. It's just, the motivation to come here to talk about hearing issues, and you're so welcoming here. Okay, so it's a motivation.
Yeah, well, we kind of started the first segment off because we realised how important to get this message out is to communities. So you've been coming in and talking about how to look after your hearing, but how to maintain it and things like that. So we do have a very varied range of topics that we do discuss, and on today's program we would like to talk about hearing aids and hearing aid maintenance.
Absolutely, because in the community, almost all elderly population will have hearing aids, and the hearing aids will the size will change from the CIC completely in the canal. Okay, you will see it's a very small hearing aid. It is sitting inside the ear canal, and the bigger size a BTE hearing aid. Okay, this is a power hearing aid because the person may have a severe to profound hearing loss.
Yeah.
And this is an old style. Okay, the new style has changed significantly because nowadays very sleek hearing aids. These are rechargeable hearing aids, and it has got a recharging battery in it. But that is why we have a recharging dock. So we were So before we come to air, we were trying to talking about hearing aid batteries and how we can replace, how our clients can replace the battery or change the battery whenever there is no power for the hearing aid. So generally, our hearing aids all over the world has got 4 types of batteries.
Okay. But sorry to interrupt.
No.
I'm just really curious because for the people out there, our listeners who can't actually see what we're talking about, the hearing aids, so there is the ones that go into your ear canal. They slip right into your ear, is that correct? And then the other ones, as you said, for people with profound deafness, sits on top of the ear, is that correct?
Correct. There's behind the ear. So this is hanging behind the ear. That is why behind, BTE, behind the ear.
That makes sense.
Okay, so there is another one called ITC, in the canal hearing aid.
Right, okay, yep.
Okay, so there are different names. CIC stands for completely in the canal.
Okay, yeah.
So the selection of hearing aid is a different topic altogether. Is depending upon the audiologist and the clinician.
Yeah.
Audiologist and the client. Basically, after we do the hearing assessment, we will get an audiogram, the hearing graph, and we need to find out this is permanent hearing loss or the problem with the conductive hearing loss or mixed hearing loss. If the problem is due to the middle part of the ear, there can be medical management or surgical management. If the problem is permanent, that is called a sensory neural hearing loss, there is no medication. Except one condition, sudden sensory neural hearing loss. Okay, tomorrow morning I can wake up with no hearing in one ear or both ears. That is a clinical emergency. And then within, if I have a strong steroid, within the 1 week, most likely I will get the hearing back within a couple of weeks time. But in permanent hearing loss, the only solution we have is hearing aids, like our glasses. It will amplify the sound and we could able to hear normally.
So relating to glasses, it depends on the prescription, whether you're far-sighted, near-sighted, and as with hearing aids, it depends on the severity of hearing loss?
Absolutely right. Absolutely. That is why the role of an audiologist in hearing rehabilitation is so vital. Because first of all, we need to find out what is my hearing threshold from 250 hertz to 8,000 hertz. Depending upon the threshold at different frequencies, we need to program all the different hearing aids according to the hearing loss.
Okay, yes.
So there are some people, they go to some shops, where they buy the glasses for $10 or $20 without any eye test. So that they will be doing more damage to their eyes rather than helping the eyes.
Yeah.
So the same thing is applicable to hearing aid as well. You cannot buy a hearing aid online and just put it in the ear.
And expect it to work properly.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct. It will create so many problems.
So what we're trying to say is that it's best to go to an audiologist, do all the tests, and that way you can sit down and work out what type of hearing aid is needed for that situation.
Absolutely right. And after the diagnosis, we will have a lovely chat with the client. And some client, they want discreetness. They don't want their hearing aid to be seen by other people. So this is a BTE hearing aid, okay, behind the ear. This is very small in size, but sitting behind the ear, and the receiver is going into the ear canal. They don't want, some people, their dexterity, how other people perceive,
Right,
how
yeah.
they don't want the disability to be shown by seen by other people. So that is why they say that I want a hearing aid that sits completely in the ear canal, okay, very small size. And then we will say, because we are in Northern Territory, when a hearing aid is sitting completely in the ear canal, the battery size is very small. So you can see the door is, you can see
That is very small.
very small battery, the size 10 battery. This is the smallest battery out of 4 different types. Okay, this is size 10, and this is size 13,
Wow.
and this is size 312, and this is the biggest size in hearing aid batteries is 675.
Wow,
So
there is a very, very big difference there. So we're going to hold that thought. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about how to maintain your hearing aid. You're on Teabba Radio as we speak to Mr. Salimon Joseph about all things hearing. All right, cool. Okay, so what we can do now is we can come back and then we can. So instead of just doing 1 7-minute segment, we can do.
Yeah, break.
Yeah.
Absolutely. People won't be bored.
I'm referring to extraordinary audiologist, Mr. Salimon Joseph. Welcome to the studios. Yeah, that is very interesting. The
Yeah,
different
yeah.
size of the batteries. Yes, welcome back to the Teabba Radio Network. Hopefully you enjoyed that track as we continue to speak with extraordinary audiologist and family member here at Teabba Radio, Mr. Salimon Joseph. Now, we have been talking about hearing aids, the different types, the in the ear canal hearing aid, and then you also have the one that sits on the top. But we all know that those hearing aids need to be maintained and the batteries regularly changed so that you can actually hear what's going on in life.
Absolutely. And the older hearing aids, they all have batteries in it, and client need to change the battery. Okay, there are different types of battery. This is 675 and 13 and 312. So when the hearing aid is not producing any sound, that means my battery died. And sometimes the hearing aid will warn the person, okay, it is dying, okay, it will make noises. So that means, okay, the beep beep sound, okay, I'm going to die.
Okay.
So that is why people need to be aware. If they have not the rechargeable batteries, the normal batteries, then they need to carry this type of battery if they go to a relative's house or somewhere for a funeral or something, because we don't know when the battery is going to die.
Yeah.
And just before the battery dies, it will give the warning. Okay, so basically, when the battery died, and someone has a replacement battery here. So the most important thing is never slam. Okay, you need to know, the audiologist generally will tell how to put the battery in the battery door. Okay, so this is the battery door for this BT hearing aid. So we need to open the battery door.
So that just slides out?
Absolutely. And then there is a position. Okay, so the positive and negative. Okay, it's a bit hard to describe how to put it, but when you put it nicely, it is so easy to close the battery door. As soon as I close, the hearing aid is making the sound.
Okay. I thought that was a gremlin.
No, the hearing aid. Okay,
So that is not a technical difficulty. That is the actual hearing aid.
Correct. Okay. The hearing aid is
Wow.
producing sound.
Yep.
So that means I am alive. Okay. So the other important thing is, if I put in the wrong direction, it will not close.
Right, okay, yeah, because I've noticed that too. Sometimes when I take my SIM card out of my phone to access the internet, if I put it back in the wrong way, it will not go. So I guess the message with that is don't try and force it.
Correct. The same is applicable to the hearing aid. When it is not closing, that means something went wrong. We didn't put the battery in the
correct way.
Correct way. So some people in desperation, nowadays people has got less patience compared to the earlier times.
I'm one of them.
We used to wait at the bus stop for a couple of minutes or maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes, wait for the bus. And now the new generation, they have no patience or very limited patience. So some people, when it is not closing, they slam the door and they will close the hearing aid battery door. And the problem is the hearing aid will not work. Not only it is not working, you need to take this hearing aid to the audiologist, and the audiologist need to send this hearing aid to the manufacturer to change the door and then change that particular part. And please keep it in mind, if you did something wrong or if you haven't put the battery in the correct way, the door will not close in a gentle movement. So if you put it correctly, it will slide into that slot, and as soon as you close the door, the hearing aid will start the whistling sound. That means the microphone, amplifier, receiver, everything is working fine.
Yeah, that's amazing how it's feeding back through the system.
Yeah, because it's amplifying the sound and then connecting. So this is the most important thing in the community. Many of our listeners need to know, and don't keep the battery which is reachable to small children, because we don't know they will put it in the mouth or not, because small babies, small children, they don't know what is the do's and don'ts. And please keep the battery. Is a good battery or bad battery? Bad battery you need to dispose correctly, but the good batteries you need to keep it in the cupboard or somewhere where the children cannot reach.
Yeah, you need to dispose of it correctly, because if a small child does swallow it, it goes through their system, and there are dangerous chemicals, I guess you could say, that make up the battery itself. So
absolutely,
definitely.
And the selection of hearing aid. So there is other important. These ones are rechargeable hearing aids. New type of hearing aids. Nowadays, many people, this is a hassle to change the battery, even though it's a small battery. And when we get older, Brendon, the problem is changing battery become a bit difficult for older people. The dexterity, because the movement of the fingers become a bit difficult, so they cannot just open and then putting the battery, when there is a bit of a shaky hands, a bit hard to put correctly in the slot. that become difficult, and that is why many people choose the rechargeable batteries. Okay, so rechargeable hearing aids. So rechargeable hearing aids. Okay, so there is a connection here to the power, and then we can put it in the recharging dock, and then you can charge it. And when the charge finishes, okay, the light will stop blinking. And for this type of rechargeable, okay, this particular brand, okay, it's a Starkey hearing aid. There are different Oticon, Resound. There are so many type, okay, international brands there. This particular brand, even audiologists are not allowed to change the battery. When the battery has got some problem, we need to send it to Sydney, the head office, and then after they analyze it, they will issue a brand new hearing aid. Their style is not replacing the recharging battery. Their style is replacing the hearing aid altogether. And Oticon, other companies where the audiologist has got a special tool, we can buy the rechargeable battery, and then we can change the rechargeable hearing aid.
Yeah, it has been so interesting to learn about hearing aids and their maintenance. So I guess the message from today is to look after your hearing aid. And if you do have any questions, maybe just go along to audiologist or the local specialist, and then come up with a game plan that to maintain your hearing aid. And I guess you say your way of life too.
Absolutely. And when the hearing aid is not working, there are two things. The one thing is the dome, the wax guard may be blocked with the wax. That is one of the reasons the hearing aid is not working.
Yes.
So change the wax guard. Okay, you will see at the end. Okay, there is a wax guard. Okay, the audiologist will give you when they dispense the hearing aid. They will provide you with a wax guard. So replace the wax guard and put a brand new wax guard, and then most likely it will work. And if it is not working, then check the battery. Okay, these are the two simple things you can do. Changing the wax guard, okay, because wax generation is normal for any individual. And when you put the hearing aid, when you put the hearing aid in the ear, so what happens is we are blocking the passage. So generally, the wax will come and then block the dome. So thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity, and the people who are wearing hearing aid, this is a privilege. Okay, so you can hear your family and friends and make use of it. Make sure your hearing aid is working at the right time. Otherwise, okay, you will miss out many conversations, the important conversations in your family and friends. Okay.
Yeah, and you won't be able to hear Teabba radio. The great music. Anyway, I would like to thank you, Mr. Salimon Joseph, for coming in and talking to us about a very important subject. And please remember to take care of your hearing. Turn it down a little bit and just chill it out.
Absolutely.
Thank you, and we will talk to you next Monday.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nice. Okay.
Excellent.